press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello children, subject social science, topic pro-people movements of Karnataka. Pro-people movements of Karnataka, class 7. Okay, listen here. In this lesson we study about when people in power make an attempt to implement anti-people programs and projects. People have right to oppose such moves, isn't it? Whenever such a situation arose in Karnataka, the enlightened people of Karnataka have opposed severely these anti-people programs and projects. Okay, the enlightened people of Karnataka have opposed severely these activities. At the same time, what happened? People from weaker section, exploited and backward and exploited people have fought for their socio-economic and cultural development, isn't it? In this lesson, we study about the movements are organized by the environmentalist, feminist, farmers, Dalits and pro-Kannada organizations. Have been explained the implementations of Panchayat System in the direction of decentralization of power is also discussed in this lesson. Okay, in this lesson we study about the environmental movement with the help of examples. Okay, now we study about the measures taken by the government towards women improvement. They got to know about the struggle of the farmers to protect their self-interest. They learn about Dalit movements. They learn about the movements began to protect the Kannada language and develop interest in them. They understand the necessity of the Panchayat Raj system. Okay, now we study about environment movements. Now we study about environment movements. Okay, the living beings on this earth, they need to depend on the light, air, water and other natural elements for their survival. Isn't it, children? The living beings depend upon the light, air, water and other natural elements for their survivals. Okay, human beings like other animals also, they need to depend on these for their survival. They also need light, air, water and other natural elements for their survival. Understood? In their quest to become more and more civilized, human beings are killing our nature for his more desire, isn't it? What happened, children? Human beings, present days, what happened? Human beings, they are killing our nature to fulfill their demands or to fulfill their unlimited desires in spite of realizing nature as a wonder, isn't it? Wonder to be appreciated. They are using nature only a raw material. Human beings are using nature only a raw material. As a result, what happened? For their unlimited desire, human being, they killed our nature, isn't it? What happened? The house sparrows, for example, the house sparrows which were part of everyday life have become a rare sight present days, isn't it, children? The living and the non-living form the environment. Industrial revolution, when started industrial revolution, trade and commercial revolutions have severely affected our environment, isn't it? Our nature. The big industrialists are all desperately trying to establish their control over the natural wealth. That's why they killed our natural, our environment. As a result, what happened? New problems also created in our nature, our society. Communities are becoming victims of new health problems. For example, now we are facing corona, isn't it? Corona, and then in a nutshell, millions of people are facing serious problems because of human beings became more and more, unlimited desires, isn't it? His unlimited desires, he killed our nature. During the second half of the 20th century, what happened? Environmental awareness movement started in order to enlighten people about the importance of the environment. In the 1970s, the environmental movement started as a global campaign, and it also reached Karnataka also. Gandhiji says, nature has everything to fulfill man's need. Nature has everything to fulfill man's need, not his greed. With the beginning of mining in the Western Ghats, environmental protection movements become inevitable. Sahyadri mining protest movement started, opposing the mining operations in Kudremukha and surrounding areas, isn't it? The central government had started an iron ore processing unit. Due to this, the Bhadra river got polluted. And as its source itself, as a result of this struggle, the government was forced to take certain environmental protection measures. And then we see Salumarada Timmakka. Salumarada Timmakka, she is the mother of 284 trees. Who? Salumarada Timmakka. Salumarada Timmakka. She is mother of 284 trees. Though she is illiterate, but she has educated everyone around her about environmental protection. And then we see Tunga river protection drive agitation started after the people realized that the river was getting polluted. Understood? They started when Bhadra river got polluted as its source itself, isn't it? As a result of this struggle, the government was forced to take certain environmental protection measures. The Tunga river protection drive agitation also started after the people realized that the river was getting polluted. That's why they started Tunga river protection agitation. When they are realizing the river was getting polluted, that's why they started Tunga river protection. Understood, children? The forest of Sahyadri mountain ranges slowly started vanishing or destroying. Okay, what happened? To grow and protect trees and to prevent their destruction, movements like started Appiko movement, Chipko movement started in various regions. We cannot forget the role of Sundarlal Bahuguna, who dedicated his whole life to the Chipko movement. The forest department started. The forest department started planting imported plants like acacia and nilgiri. Okay, once again listen here, children. The forest department started planting important trees or imported plants like nilgiri and acacia. This project is called social forestry. What is social forestry, children? The forest department started planting imported plants like acacia and nilgiri trees. This project is called social forestry. Understood, children? What is social forestry? Okay. Environmentalists protested against the planting nilgiri trees. Why? Why they protest? Because it would push the ground water table level down. That's why they started against the planting of nilgiri. When our government forest department started the planting important trees like nilgiri and acacia, what happened? Environmentalists protested against the planting of nilgiri, because the nilgiri plants it would push the groundwater table level down. That's why they against the planting of nilgiri. Understood, children? Next we see here Harihar polyfiber industry of Davanagere discharged its effluent to river Tungabhadra, isn't it? And this promoted an agitation from the people. The other movements also started. Agitation against seabird naval base in Karwar, isn't it? And then we see Upper Bhadra project, preserve tanks agitation, Upper Bhadra project opposition agitation, preserve Kabban Park Drive, movement opposing Kargil seats, and oppositions to industrial cities are few to name. The movements which made headlines in the recent past at national and international levels were the movements against mining in Karnataka and agitation against mining and looting the natural wealth of wealth of Ballari, Tumkuru, Chitradurga, Chikamagaluru, North Canara, Davanagere, Ramanagara and other districts. The Karnataka Lokayukta's serious consideration of the various public interest agitations and detailed investigations in the public, once again listen here, the Karnataka Lokayukta's serious consideration of the various public interest litigations and detailed investigations in the public interest are certainly exemplary and worth mentioning. As a result of such serious attempts, exploitation of nature is coming down but slowly. Okay, even today many agitations are going on. The agitation against the use of chemical fertilizers and replacing it with organic fertilizers, isn't it, has assumed the proportion of a revolution. This is a very satisfactory phase. In Karnataka, organic farming mission was established. Many farmers are benefiting from organic farming, isn't it? In these areas, Karnataka is in the forefront in the entire country. Understood? Once again, listen here, children. Human beings have to depend on light, air, water, and soil, which are all part of the earth, isn't it? Once again, listen here. Human beings or living beings have to depend on light, air, water and soil, which are all part of the earth. Okay. In nature, there is an inbuilt balance and nature. In nature, there is an inbuilt balance and harmony. Okay. Man as he grew more civilized, isn't it? Sacrifice an environment for his limitless ambitions and greed. Industrial revolution started. Trade and commercial revolutions have severely affected the environment. Okay, the big industrialists are desperately trying to establish their control over the natural wealth, isn't it? As a result, what happened? New problems have cropped up. Communities are becoming victims of new diseases or health problems. And then we see environment movement started in which year? 1970s as a global campaign and reached Karnataka with the beginning of mining in the Western Ghats. Environmental protection movements become inevitable, isn't it? It means ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿ ಚಳುವಳಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿ ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಚಳುವಳಿ ಯಾವುದು? ಪರಿಸರ ಚಳುವಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಮಣ್ಣು, ಕಲ್ಲು, ನೀರು, ಗಾಳಿ, ಬೆಳಕುಗಳನ್ನು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿ ಪಶು ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಗಿಡ ಮರಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಉಳಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿಯೇ ಬದುಕಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹೌದಾನೆ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿಯೇ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಜ ಸಮತೋಲನವನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಮತೋಲನವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಾಗರಿಕನಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ? ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನು ತನ್ನ ಅಂಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಆಸೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ತನ್ನ ಮೋರ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ, ಅತಿಯಾದ ಆಸೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ? ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ಬೆಳಗು ಎಂದು ಅರಿಯದೆ ಕೇವಲ ತನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನು ಕಚ್ಚಾ ವಸ್ತು ಎಂದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಗುಬ್ಬಚ್ಚಿಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಲು ಊರ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಜೈವಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಅಜೈವಿಕ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನೇ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಪರಿಸರ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಉಂಟಾಗ್ತವೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಪರಿಸರ ತೀವ್ರವಾಗಿ ಹದಗೆಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ? ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೀಕರಣಗಳಿಂದ, ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆದಂತೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ವಿಷಪೂರಿತ ಅನಿಲಗಳು ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ, ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಗಾಳಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಲಿನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ವಿಷಪೂರಿತವಾದ ನೀರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ನದಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ವಿಷಪೂರಿತ ನೀರುಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೇರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ನದಿ ನೀರು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಮಲಿನಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಈ ನೈಸರ್ಗಿಕವಾಗಿ ದೊರೆಯುವಂತಹ ಗಾಳಿ, ನೀರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳಕನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಆ ಗಾಳಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೇವಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನ ಬೀರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ದಿನ ದಿನ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಲಿಯಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಸಂಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಮಾನವನ ಅನಿಯಮಿತ ಆಸೆಗಳಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಮಾನವ ತನ್ನ ಆಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ಈಡೇರಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ನಾಶ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಜನಸಮುದಾಯಗಳು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಗಂಭೀರ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ತುತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಯನ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊರೋನಾ ವೈರಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಕೊರೋನಾ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಹರಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಅನಿಯಮಿತ ಆಸೆಗಳಿಂದ, ದುರಾಸೆಗಳಿಂದ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಸಂಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಮತೋಲನವನ್ನ ಕಾಪಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ವಿಕೋಪಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಉಂಟಾಗ್ತವೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳು ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ, ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕೃತಿಕ ಸಂಪತ್ತಿನ ನಾಶದಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಹುಸಂಖ್ಯಾ ನಾಗರಿಕರು ತೀವ್ರ ಸಂಕಟವನ್ನ ಎದುರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೊರೋನಾ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಎದುರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಓಡಾಡೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ, ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಇವಾಗ ಓಡಾಡುವಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಯಾರು, ನಾವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನಾವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಮತೋಲನವನ್ನ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಪರಿಣಾಮವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಬೀರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. 20ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಉತ್ತರಾರ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಎಚ್ಚರವನ್ನ ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಸರ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. 1970ರ ದಶಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಸರ ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಆರಂಭಗೊಂಡು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವು ತಲುಪ್ತವೆ. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಹೇಳುವಂತೆ ಭೂಮಿಯು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಯನ್ನ ಪೂರೈಸುತ್ತದೆ ವಿನಃ ಆದರೆ ಅವರ ದುರಾಸೆಯನ್ನಲ್ಲ. ಇವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪೂರೈಸುತ್ತೆ ವಿನಃ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವು ಪೂರೈಸ್ತವೆ, ಅದರ ವಿನಃ ಅವು ನಮ್ಮ ದುರಾಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ದುರಾಸೆಯನ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಮಾತಾಗಿದೆ. ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಘಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗಣಿಗಾರಿಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾದುದರಿಂದ ಪರಿಸರ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣಾ ಚಳುವಳಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿ ಗಣಿ ವಿರೋಧಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗಿ ಕುದುರೆಮುಖ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರೆ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳ ಗಣಿಗಾರಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ವಿರೋಧಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರವೇ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಗಣಿಗಾರಿಕೆಯ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ಅದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಗಣಿಗಾರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಭದ್ರಾ ನದಿಯ ಮೂಲವೇ ಮಲಿನವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಹೋರಾಟದಿಂದ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ತೀವ್ರ ಒತ್ತಡ ಉಂಟಾಗಿ ಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಸರ್ಕಾರವು ಪರಿಸರ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಯ ಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ಅದು ಕೈಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಸಾಲುಮರದ ತಿಮ್ಮಕ್ಕ ಇಂದಿಗೂ ಹೋರಾಟ ನಡೆಸುತ್ತಿರುವ 85ರ ಹರೆಯದ ಸಾಲುಮರದ ತಿಮ್ಮಕ್ಕ 284 ಮರಗಳ ತಾಯಿಯವರು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಸಾಲುಮರದ ತಿಮ್ಮಕ್ಕ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮರಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ತಾಯಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, 284 ಮರಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ತಾಯಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥರ ಅಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪರಿಸರ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಯ ಪಾಠವನ್ನ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೇಳಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಬದುಕು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಲುಮರದ ತಿಮ್ಮಕ್ಕನವರದ್ದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿ ಶ್ರೇಣಿಯ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ನದಿಯಾದ ತುಂಗಾ ಕಲುಷಿತವಾಗುತ್ತಿರುವುದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿ ತುಂಗಾ ಮೂಲವನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸಿ ಆಂದೋಲನವನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತುಂಗಾ ನದಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಲುಷಿತ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಜನ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಗಾ ಮೂಲವನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸಿ ಎಂಬ ಅವರು ಅಜಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಆಂದೋಲನವನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿ ಪರ್ವತ ಶ್ರೇಣಿಯ ಅರಣ್ಯ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಬರಿದಾಗ್ತಾ ತೊಡಗಿದೆ. ಗಿಡಮರಗಳನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಿ ಬೆಳೆಸುವ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಅದರ ನಾಶವನ್ನು ತಡೆಯಲು ಭಾರತದ ವಿವಿಧ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಪ್ಕೋ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪ್ಪಿಕೋ ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಚಿಪ್ಕೋ ಚಳುವಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನೇ ಮುಡಿಪಾಗಿಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಸುಂದರಲಾಲ್ ಬಹುಗುಣ ಅವರ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮರೆಯೋ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರಣ್ಯ ಇಲಾಖೆಯು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಕೇಶಿಯಾ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ, ಆಮದು ಸಸ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ನೆಡಲಾರಂಭಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಅಕೇಶಿಯಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಆಮದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಲು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಅರಣ್ಯ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅರಣ್ಯ ಇಲಾಖೆ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಕೇಶಿಯಾ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆಮದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ನೆಡಲಾರಂಭಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗೆ, ಈ ಯೋಜನೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಅರಣ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೀಲಗಿರಿಯು ಅಂತರ್ಜಲದ ಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಳಕ್ಕೆ ತಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ನೆಡುವಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಪರಿಸರವಾದಿಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ವಿರೋಧವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಹರಿಹರ ಪಾಲಿಫೈಬರ್ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಯು ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ತುಂಗಾಭದ್ರಾ ನದಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನದಿಯ ನೀರನ್ನ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲುಷಿತ ನೀರನ್ನ, ವಿಷಪೂರಿತ ನೀರನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ತುಂಗಾಭದ್ರಾ ನದಿಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆ ನದಿಯ ನೀರನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಕುಡಿದು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ನದಿಯ ನೀರನ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಕಲುಷಿತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೋರಾಟಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇತರ ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು, ಕಾರವಾರದ ಸೀಬರ್ಡ್ ನೌಕಾನೆಲೆಯ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೋರಾಟ, ಅನೇಕ ಹೋರಾಟಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೃತಕ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕದಿಂದ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡುವ ಪದ್ಧತಿಗೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯವಾಗಿ ನೈಸರ್ಗಿಕ ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅನುಸರಿಸುವಂತೆ ಒತ್ತಾಯಿಸುವ ಹೋರಾಟವು ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಯ ರೂಪವನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಸಮಾಧಾನದ ಸಂಗತಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿ ಮಿಷನ್ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆಗೊಂಡು ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. 100 ಮಂದಿ ಕೃಷಿಕರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿಯ ಲಾಭ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಂಚೂಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಆದರೂ ಸಾಗಬೇಕಾದ ದಾರಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ತುಂಬನೇ ಇದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಿಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Women's movement. The women's movement in the beginning laid more emphasis on women education in Karnataka. Siddaganga and Rukmanamma were the first women to get BA honors and honors degree. Indiramma, who were the first women to get BA honors degree? Rukmanamma and Siddaganga. In Karnataka, Siddaganga and Rukmanamma, they were the first women to get BA honors degree. Understood, children? Yes. And then Indiramma, she was the first mayor. She was the first woman mayor of Bengaluru. Who was the first woman mayor of Bengaluru? Indiramma. In spite of this, women improvement was a distant dream. Women did not have right to property during that period. Women belonging to different religions are subjected to different types of exploitation, isn't it? Many women participated in the freedom struggle, coming out of the traditional family boundaries. Kamala Devi Chattopadhyaya, Sarojini Naidu, Aruna Asaf Ali, Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy and others are worth remembering here, isn't it, children? The celebration of International Women's Day started from the year 1975. The International Women's Day celebration started in which year, children? 1975. Okay, once again listen here. The celebration of International Women's Day started from the year 1975. Karnataka government adopted various women's welfare programs and projects. Gradually what happened? Women's organization became very active. The leftist organization organized women laborers, women organizations protested against dowry, rape and domestic violence. Okay, all these organizations put pressure on strengthening legal aspects to tackle this issue. They are struggling to get the 33% reservation for women in all the elected bodies so that the voice of the women can be heard in the legislative bodies. As a result of these struggles, the government has initiated a number of measures. The Karnataka government has been the first state to declare 50% reservations for women in local bodies, okay, through the policy of 33% reservation in the government appointments. When women have been able to get justice to same extent, government has appointed a commission for the welfare and development of girls and women. This commission is trying to get justice for women against exploitation by taking up their cause. Okay, next we study about, okay, listen here, the women's movement, especially laid emphasis on women's education in Karnataka. Shri Rangamma and Rukmanamma were the first women to get BA honors degree, isn't it? Indiramma was the first women mayor of Bengaluru. Karnataka government adopted various women's organizations were established. These organizations started on unifying the working women. Okay, women's organization opposed dowry, rape and domestic violence. Okay, as a result what happened? As a result of these struggles, the government has initiated a number of measures. The Karnataka government has been the first state to declare 50% reservation for women, isn't it children? Women in local bodies. Next we study about farmers movement. Farmers movement. Farmers movement, it means ರೈತರ ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳು, ಹೋರಾಟಗಳು. Okay, listen here. Since olden times, farmers were called the backbone of the nation. The backbone of the nation. Who are the? Since ages, farmers have been called as the backbone of the nation. Who is called backbone of the nation? Farmers. Farmers is called as the backbone of the country, backbone of the nation, isn't it? Okay, listen here, farmers were called the backbone of the nation, but the facilities to keep this backbone strong were not provided, isn't it? The farmers, they're facing so many problems, isn't it children, in our country. Even today farmers find it impossible to survive without government support. When the government who have to support them do not oblige, they resort to agitations. Many farmers have become martyrs, isn't it? Losing their lives in these agitations. Many farmers have become martyrs. Okay, losing their lives in these agitations. Although farmers have been struggling and fighting for their rights, isn't it? To this decent life for them remained a dream. In the year 1980, the farmers of the Malaprabha Basin carried out a protest when their cotton crop failed. Some farmers were killed in the police firing. In the light of all these occurrences, farmers started establishing their own organization, isn't it? The Karnataka State Farmers Association started in Shivamogga district, and it took up the local farmers issues. And then Karnataka Province Farmers Association, Kisan Sabha, Dalit Association, Kisan Sabha, Dalit Sangharsha Samiti, farmers and laborers associations and other organizations lent their voice to the farmer problems. Okay, listen here. Most of the farmers' agitations were against the landlords. They fought against the landlords. The first farmers movement started or took place after the independence in the year 1951, isn't it, in Kagodu of Shivamogga district. They launched their movement against the measuring instrument named Kolaga that was used to measure produce ground by tenant farmer. Tenant farmer means Geni Raita. The agitation continued to address other issues like the harsh mode of loan collection and the exploitation of lease farmers by the landlords. Shri Shantaveri Gopala Gowda of Socialist Party was in the forefront of this struggle. Okay, he started this struggle. Dr. Ram Manohara Lohia visited Shivamogga and brought more strength to this struggle. During 1950s, the socialist organized farmers movement in Uttara Kannada district in 1972 grabbed the land movement took place in Kolar in 1980. Farmers from Mallaprabha river belt raised their voice when their cotton crops failed. Some farmers died due to police firing, isn't it? The farmers continued non-cooperation struggle. More farmers from Navalgund, Naragund and Saudati lost their lives in this struggle. These struggles made farmers to form their own organization. They started Karnataka Rajya Sangha, Karnataka Rajya Raita Sangha, okay, was formed first in Shivamogga and it took up local farmers' issues and then it resisted the arrival of foreign companies that were aiming at disrupting the farming in the long run. Karnataka Prantha Raita Sangha, Kisan Sabha, Dalita Sangharsha Samiti, Raita Kuli Karmika Sangha and many others associations voiced the issues of farmers. MD Nanjunda Swami, Sundaresh Kadidalu Shamanna, K.S. Puttanaya and others provided the leadership for the farmers movement in Karnataka. Okay. Next we study about Dalit movement. Dalit movement. Okay. A famous psychologist R.D. Leong said, you can understand the experience of the other person, but you can never experience the same experience. These words apply well to the Dalit and women lives. Dalits had no place in the Varna system, isn't it? They were beyond the Shudras in the social status. Okay, they were exploited by the Brahmin or upper class people. They were born in the untouchable caste. They had to remain away from the mainstream. Agitations against this discrimination can be seen in the history. Okay, we see so many movements started. They fought against the caste system. So many social reformers also, they fought against the caste system during that period, isn't it? But during the colonial period, the issues of Dalits were discussed at national platform. The discussion between Gandhi and Ambedkar during the decade of 1930s is the main evidence of this, isn't it? Though their aims were same, both went in their own paths. Following the visit of Swami Vivekananda and his suggestions, the ruler of Mysuru state, Chamaraja Vadiyar, he took the Dalit issue seriously and opened separate schools for Dalits, isn't it? In 1936, under the leadership of M.C. Raja, as a prominent Dalit leader at the time in South India, Dalits entered the place of Mysuru for the first time. Many non-Dalits fought for the rights of Dalits in the early period. Okay, now Dalits are representing themselves well, isn't it? Ambedkar is the major source of motivation for them. His call education, education, association and agitation became their basic traits. They became politically active in order to solve their problems. And then Ambedkar not only became the symbol of self-respect among the Dalits, he was called as the Dalit son also. All these developments are clearly witnessed in the history of Karnataka state. The non-Brahmin movements that arose during early 20th century never included Dalits completely. The questioning of this led to growth of Dalit movement during 1970s. It became a major force later. Shyam Sundar founded Bhimasena in 1970 in Hyderabad, Karnataka. The turning point to Delhi movement was the incident of Busa incident of Basvalingappa in 1973. Okay, in 1976 Dalit Writers and Artists Association was started. Okay, and then the DSS extended its area of operation by including government officials, women, scavengers, students, writers and artists. Gradually, fissures appeared in the Dalit movement. Many organizations with different names started emerging. Dalit writers like Devanuru Mahadeva and and Dr. Siddalingaya presented the inner life of Dalits through their literature. Many Dalit writers are portraying the challenges of Dalits in the face of globalization. Though Dalits are in a position of directing the various aspects of the society, the path to be treaded is still long. Okay. Next we study about Save Kannada movement or Protect Kannada movement. After the 1960s, when speakers of other languages grew more in number of Bangalore, A.N. Krishna Rao and Chidananda Murthy, Vatal Nagraj and many others included organizations like Karnataka Yuvajana Sabha, Kannada Jagruta Parishad and Kannada Shakti Kendra succeeded in securing supremacy for Kannada, Kannadiga and Karnataka. Okay, the Gokak report was not accepted by the government of that time, isn't it? An intense agitation under the leadership of Kannada cine artist Dr. Rajkumar took place throughout the state. Senior literatures like Kuvempu, Patil Puttappa and others extended their literature support to the agitation. Understood, children? And then last one is Panchayat Raj System. Okay, the Janata government that came to power in Karnataka in 1983 brought about revolutionary changes in the Panchayat Raj system. The architect of this system was the Minister for Panchayat Raj, Shri Nazir Saheb. Okay, Shri Nazir Saab. Once again listen here, the Janata government that came to power in Karnataka in 1983, it brought about revolutionary changes, isn't it, in the Panchayat Raj system. The architect of this system was the Minister for Panchayat Raj, Shri Nazir Saab. Okay, this system created many opportunities for the Dalits, people of backward classes and women to participate in self-government. Okay, understood, children? Thank you.